Okay, neither one of those are William. William Hanson? Okay, so on deck will be Joe Polenchek.
Greetings from the nanny state. I'm against this process. I'm against the whole concept being brought up. I believe in freedom of choice. I had a trash hauler before, and I got a knock on my door at 7 o'clock at night. Lo and behold, it was a trash hauler that saved me 30% on the bill that I was paying. I feel comfortable in making that choice for myself. Unfortunately, when we make our election choices for our community, I didn't know we were making choices for people to always come up with these things instead of working on hard issues such as the budget, which seems to go up. I had to sign a 3-year contract with my garbage hauler. I wish I could do that with my city and not have my things go up. Terrible thing, 3 years. I guess that's all I've got to say, except that I would appreciate if after this meeting would stop. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now we have Joe Polenchek, and then on deck would be Gene, and I'm sorry, Gene Wigletner. So, okay. So we have Joe Polenchek. There are not very many names on this sheet, and this one is done, and so if you want to speak, make sure you sign up. Let's see, we're looking for Joe. Is Joe here? Joe Polenchek, 1359 Skillman. Any sign of him back there out in the lobby? No, you already were up. We know you're not Joe. So is there any sign of him? Joe Polenchek. Okay, and then we'll move on. So let's see. Let's see. Mark Bradley.
He stepped away.
What do you mean he stepped away? Okay. We'll come back to Mark. Ann Cleland, is it? Cope Avenue?
Good evening, all. 1308 Cope Avenue East in Maplewood. I am here tonight as a co-president of the League of Women Voters of Roseville, Maplewood, and Falcon Heights. And I'm here because our league has had a position on this issue since 1985. We have reviewed it and renewed it regularly. And it states we support the establishment of organized trash collection to be supervised by the municipality. Thank you.
Thank you. Any sign of Mark back there yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Ken Smart. Todd Swenson would be on deck.
Well, I think you're getting a sense for some of the issues. I'm going to try to speak for some maybe things we haven't heard here real quick. And just two broad thoughts. One is when you take a look at some of the pros for organized trash collection, on surface it actually seems to be logical. But when you look at it, you could make those same arguments for organized system of grocery shopping, for instance. We probably have a lot more wear and tear on our roads from grocery shopping than anything else. Cripes, we've got a Rainbow store, you got a Cub food store, we've got a Target superstore, and probably a number of residents make more than one trip a week. You could have organized grocery shopping and really cut down And I tell you what, if you had only one
Wish list.
grocery shopping option, the city could contract with them and get better discounts and better prices too. So is that what we really want as residents? No. So that's one thought. And the other thought probably falls under the category, and I'm going to put this bluntly, probably just don't trust you. And I really think it comes down to that. I'm going to expound upon that a little bit, just so you know what I mean. Those residents of us who have watched the city council meetings for the last year now can really see the condescending attitude on the part of a lot of the council members here towards the citizens. We dislike it. We deserve better, and we want better respect. You want respect as mayor and city council members. There's absolutely every reason we should have respect as citizens when we come before you. And we don't need you to stand up here and tell us, oh, we're going to have a 2-minute time limit, or we're going to have a 9:30 curfew when you're asking for our input. That is not respectful. And I'm just going to talk a little bit more about the issues of trust. One has come up a little bit on the terms of cost. If you really were concerned about cost, you would not have raised our taxes for the last 2 years or propose another 5% tax increase this year. You've cost the residents far more in tax increases than you would ever save in a negotiated, organized trash hauling system in this city. Second of all, we already pay fees for recycling. And what did we hear when you had the recycling hearings? What we heard is that there's, I'm going to put this in quotes, healthy fund balance. Not exactly sure how much healthy is, since nobody cared to ask that last Monday night when they came up. But all that means is that we as residents have been overcharged for recycling services for the past number of years. And what did I hear? That, oh, we're going to have to look at an increase for recycling. Why? Not because we don't have a fund balance, but because we're afraid the fund balance is going to go down. Heaven forbid the city would have less money to control. And another thing that, quite honestly, I don't think we trust you, is with the service. Right now, if I am dissatisfied with my trash hauler, I pick up the phone, I can fire him tomorrow, and I'll pick a new one. If I'm dissatisfied now, what am I going to have to do? Come before the council, listen to your condescending attitudes, and then I can see I have a 90-day planning period, 90-day negotiation period, findings, implementation, 1 to 2 year process, and then I still don't think you guys would correct the problem. I honestly don't. So in addition to just basic freedom of choice, and come on, we're talking trash hauling. Do we really need the city involvement in telling us how to do trash hauling? I think the city has larger issues than that. But other than that, I think it really comes down to we really don't trust the 5 of you up here. And that's the bottom line.
Todd Swenson. Todd Swenson.
Hi, I'm Todd Swenson. I live at 2217 East Maple Lane, Maplewood. Thanks for the opportunity to come and share my thoughts with the council, mayor. Appreciate it. So a couple of things. I've heard a lot of views expressed on the hauling as far as wear and tear on the roads, both pro and con, advantage of one hauler, advantage of leaving it the way it is. If we really want to know that, we're going to need a scientific study. What percentage of traffic going up and down our roads now, of heavy truck traffic, does the haulers represent? If we don't know that, if we don't have that data, I don't think we can make a decision. We can conjecture all day, but we need numbers. We all can do arithmetic, so we need math. Maybe those figures are already available. If so, that's great. Let's get them. But we need that put up on the website. We need that information. So if they're going to undertake a study, which I hope they don't, but if you guys decide to do this, that needs to be part of this, because if part of the equation is saving wear and tear on the roads, we need more than just the theory that it saves wear and tear on the roads, I feel. We need actual hard data saying how much wear it's going to save on our roads. Because I think, as the one lady said, the freeze-thaw and the salt has a lot to do with it, probably far more than the fact that the trash haulers are driving up and down our roads. But again, that's conjecture on my part, and that's not data. Another item that I would like to bring up is, so at the beginning of the study, the mayor brought up the fact that in 2009, the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency did a study and said that if the city picks the hauler, that's a better thing. Well, we have to remember that that's not exactly an unbiased viewpoint. This is a governmental agency promoting another governmental agency. What a shock. This does not surprise me. Of course, government tends to promote itself. So the fact that a governmental agency picks the government to run the trash, that doesn't surprise me. But quite frankly, I think that's a biased point of view. I certainly wouldn't call it impartial. So their data, I think we would need some other source for that, because that's, for something this important, and with what I see, quite frankly, going on in government these days, to say that the government is really going to provide us cheaper trash hauling, so far I don't know about you guys, I know what's going to happen in January with my taxes. I don't see the government saving me money, I see them spending my money. So I would just assume the government stay out of trash hauling. I don't mean it disrespectfully, but my personal view is I would like to maintain my choice, and I would like to not have the government. I don't think we need the government running everything. And the trash haulers seem to be doing a fine job. I too, like some of the people, have switched providers. They saved me significant money when I switched. I appreciate having the choice, and I appreciate having the private enterprise system work so that if I don't like the hauling I'm getting now, I have the freedom of choice to change. So again, thanks for the opportunity to come and talk with you. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for having an open meeting.
Thank you. Tim Kinley.
Tim Kinley, 2367 Larpenteur Avenue East and 105. And thank you, Mayor, City Council, for this meeting. Unlike Bob Zick, who's will be covering this on his show Inside at 8:30 Wednesday night, my show Speechless at 8 p.m. on Thursday will not be covering this because I'm dealing with judges who are trying to take away our liberties, and Bob will cover the city that's taking away our liberties. But the fundamental issue here is my right to contract. It's my garbage. And as long as I can do whatever I want with my garbage, as long as I don't violate anybody else's constitutional liberties. And what bothers me is with what Ralph Sletton said was that some haulers were going around and leaving garbage on the streets. That's the city's responsibility to regulate that and to hold those garbage haulers accountable to pick up that garbage. And you can even fine them. So the state has the right and the responsibility to regulate commerce because commerce is a privilege, okay, and you can license them, even though people have a right to, we have the right to engage in contract, and you're taking that away from this. I'm involved in a number of organizations that whenever the state steps out of line, we sue, and this will be an issue that we will sue on. Okay, it's not the city's right to collect garbage to generate revenue. It's not your right. And this is just another new bureaucracy to run a program. And some cities are even doing this, and I almost hate to say it because I haven't heard it yet, but a number of cities are putting in radio frequency transmitter chips into recycle bins to see if people are recycling, and if they're not doing enough, they're getting fined $100. And you just don't have that right. Now they need to get somebody to sue down there. Okay, other questions. Who's going to be doing the billing? You know, obviously the city would have to. That's another expense. The roads, we have a constitutional right to roads. Their commerce, they have a responsibility for the wear and tear. That's something the city can do with them, not with me, because I'm not having the truck on the road. So if they're too heavy, if they're leaving trash on the roads, you can fine them. That will then come back to me that route, okay? And then I can decide where to go from there. Okay, do I want that hauler? Do I not want that hauler? Sometimes the costs of liberty are high. To be free, I may have to pay more to get the service I want. Okay, but still, the liberty is there, and it's still my choice. And I may be able to take less, but I have that choice to get less service if that's my choice. Thank you.